What is up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Talking Timepieces with Tony. I'm Tony. Wanted to wish you a Merry Christmas because today is Christmas Day. And since it is Christmas Day, I am wearing my green OP Rolex Oyster Perpetual 36 millimeter on my 6.5 inch wrist. Anyway, today I just wanted to talk about sort of, my year-end best of 2023, so to speak, and then also show you some watches that I purchased this year. I say my favorite watch purchases, man, I can't speak, I swear to God. My favorite watch purchases this year. So let's roll the intro and we will get into it. All right.
Today's episode is brought to you by Paco.
All right, so first and foremost, this year started off, Southern California doesn't get a lot of rain usually. And this year was unlike any other with rain. I mean, it was just bombarded with rain. So I don't know what the deal was. But here, having said that, one of my highlights of this year was meeting viewers. I met a lot of my viewers this year, a lot of you guys, and so thank you for coming up to me and talking to me and taking a photo and whatever. I don't have a lot of photos of everyone, but I can just really sort of pinpoint or basically state my favorite ones and favorite times. You're all good and you're all great, and I love all of you who comment. Some of you who I haven't met are regular commenters, and I appreciate it. You guys are awesome. And I recently said, on an Instagram post, I have what I would call sort of viewers of my channel, and then I have like friends of my channel, people that I've interacted with a lot, who have become sort of more than just, now I know who you are, even if we haven't met. You know what I mean? And so when I get comments from you guys, I just appreciate it, and it's all good. So I'm just gonna give you like the first part of this year in February. I get an Instagram message from some dude says, "I'm a fan of your channel, and I've got these coins, these Rolex coins. We got a Pepsi and we got a Hulk, and on the back has the crown. But these are really what are commonly known as challenge coins in military or law enforcement, and these are bottle openers as well. Well, I didn't know that, and he wanted to give me one of these bottle openers. I was like, that's great, man, but I checked out his channel. I want to see who he is, and there's a lot of like guns and whatever, and I'm like, all right, who is this guy? Is he one of those guys that's just, lives in the Ozarks and just goes out shoot, whatever? I don't know who you are, And so anyway, he comments and he says, he's LAPD SWAT. A lot of I have a lot of respect for law enforcement, especially in LA, anywhere in the world, but you guys have a difficult job. I work alongside law enforcement, things that I do. So Ben, his name's Ben, invited me down to LAPD SWAT to give me a tour. He sent me these 2 coins, and that was amazing. First time when we first met, he came up and he handed me an actual challenge coin. I don't know if you see that. Sorry, let's go back this way. And it says Los Angeles Police Department Special Weapons and Tactics. And he gave me this awesome SWAT hat. I also got a t-shirt. So thank you, Ben. I always appreciate it, man. I had such a great time down at LAPD, man. It was like, meeting the officers, a lot of them have some really nice watches, and they treated me with respect and were very, very cool, so awesome, man. SWAT was awesome. Had a great time. On top of that, I do have a lot of law enforcement viewers who have commented that let me know they're in law enforcement, and I appreciate all of you from around the world, from LAPD to Australia to England, and wherever else in the United States, So this is Dr. Pepper. Too early to drink for me on a Christmas day anyway. And I had another viewer who I met, who is in law enforcement, and I'm not going to mention his name because he said not to mention his name, but he's not, because he's, just the way it is. And he's LASD, which is the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department. And he gave me this beautiful challenge coin as well. And it's LA County Sheriff on the badge. And then there's the back. So I appreciate it. I appreciate all you guys. But the tour of LAPD SWAT, man, I got to tell you, it's nice. I love the sheriffs, man, but LAPD SWAT's got you a little bit beat at the moment. I'm just kidding. You know who you are, man. I'm just kidding. So then another viewer of mine was Lewis, and Lewis, he was just a typical viewer. I met him and about 5 other different. It was one of those days where I was at Bindy and just a bunch of viewers came in, and it was just like getting kind of a lot of people talking to me, which was great. And then Lewis was in there buying a Nomos, I think, for his girlfriend. He had just gotten an Explorer, and just got his Batman. And I just recently did the video at the Bindy party where it just goes to show about not having to have a huge spend history that a lot of people complain about. I'm not counting other ADs in the United States, but at the same time, it's like, if you are cool, and again, it works both ways. The AD has to be cool too. You'll get your watches. Lewis's very first watch at Bindy Jewelers was a Rolex Explorer 36. His second watch was an Omega Speedmaster, and he bought a Nomos for his girlfriend. And his third watch, but second Rolex, was a GMT Batman. So, I'm just saying, okay. Then I think it was September, one of my, I would say, cohorts in the watch industry, YouTuber Jessica Liley from the Aussie Wristwatch. I first found out about her channel probably, maybe it was last year, it might have been the year before. And we just communicated and whatever. And she flew out to Los Angeles, and then I met her and her wife, and they're both very lovely people. And so we went to Bindy, and we had a great day. We had lunch, and it was just cool. She brought me an Omega Moonswatch from Australia. I love that watch. Thank you so much, Jess. And it was a pleasure meeting you and your wife. And I hope to meet you again in person. Or maybe one day I'll come out to Australia. Who knows? Who knows what can happen in this crazy world, right? Or this crazy life. So that was awesome. And then we had, later this year, in October, I had another viewer named Lincoln Parrish. And you guys know who he is by, I've talked about him enough, and I say enough. He's a friend of mine at this point, And, he had been a viewer of my channel for quite some time, commented and whatever, and followed me on Instagram. Now, I'd seen his Instagram, and I knew he was in the music industry, but never checked out his channel, who he was or anything like that. I don't care who you are. If you're cool, you're cool, and it doesn't matter what you do. I've already been so involved. My whole life was the music industry, so I don't look at it like, oh, he's in the music industry, let's see who he is. You know what I mean? It's like I know plenty of people in the music industry, simple as that. So, but then I hadn't sang in over a year, and I hadn't played like a standard regular acoustic guitar, steel string, in over a year. And because I've been playing nylon and ukulele, nylon flamenco ukulele, so I have a record deal with Latin, fusion, flamenco, whatever you want to, and so I just hadn't sang or anything in a while, and plus playing guitar is difficult for me with my back issues, and just whatever. Anyway, so I decided I had missed singing, so I just had posted a little part of a song I had written like 10, 11, 12 years ago, I'm sorry. And it was nothing. I didn't, I just literally picked up a guitar and sang the first verse or whatever and stopped it and kind of laughed, and I went, Zenith, whatever it was, whatever watch I was wearing. And he said, dude, come out to Nashville and we'll record it. And I'm like, well, okay, cool, sounds good, man. You're a really cool guy, so let me just check to see who you are, And then that's when I found out, guitar player for Cage the Elephant, multi-platinum selling band, big producer and whatever. And so I went out to Nashville, and, now, I look at Lincoln like, granted he's younger than me, but we just clicked and we hit it off so good, man. We did part 1 and part 2 on my YouTube channel video, when I was in Nashville. Check those videos out. They're pretty cool. Also did a tour of his house. Beautiful home, beautiful recording studio, absolutely insane. And we recorded the song. and he brought the song to a whole different light because I wasn't doing the hard rock stuff. I was just doing straight up acoustic, and then he brought the element of let's make it heavy and put guitars in it. I'm like, dude, I haven't played an electric guitar in 12 years, man. And he's like, well, you are now, and he did such a great job in production, and also added drums, bass. And he played some of the heavy rhythm guitars. I played the solo stuff and some of the melodies, all the electric melody stuff and whatever. And it was very, very cool. On top of that, at Nashville, we went to go check out some ADs, which you guys know we did. We went to, at first, I can't remember the name of that place because it doesn't matter now at this point, but that was his Rolex AD. That wasn't the best, whatever, and fine. Then we went to the King Jewelers, in Nashville. Derek, if you're watching this, much love to you, man, and I appreciate it. You guys were amazing. Then on top of that, going to Fink's Jewelers in Nashville, which again was just, you've heard me talk about it in my videos, and I can't say enough good things about Fink's, as well as Jeanette, the manager, Mikey, who's the assistant manager, and you guys are awesome. Nashville was a trip I desperately needed because I had not taken any time off in so long. I didn't have any time off when I was there, don't get me wrong, but it was a really good time when we were there. You know what I mean? It was like I didn't stress about anything. It was just fun. It was cool. So having said that, what else? Okay, so then I just had the Bindy party, the grand opening or grand reopening. And that was awesome. I love Juan and Bindy. You guys know that. You all know who Juan is, and you all know I go to Bindy at the Glendale Galleria. If you go to Bindy at Glendale Galleria, talk to Juan. Now, Juan told me that because there's a lot of viewers that go in there, a lot. And so he actually told me that if you see him, he puts my viewers at a priority than a lot of just straight walk-ins. So and that's really cool that he does that, because I don't refer people to him. You know what I mean? It's up to you to make your impression on them. Okay, so just want to let you know. And of course, when I talk about meeting viewers, I met a very cool family, Pam and her family. I'm not going to just mention everybody, but just very cool people, and I love doing that. So if you happen to see me, just stop me, say hi. I'm just as much a dork in real life as I am on this channel. So, you know what I mean? So having said all of that, I think I did make some notes. Other viewers like David Parrish, man, you're just an amazing dude, and you have an amazing family, and I appreciate you. All my viewers, okay? So having said that, let's talk about, I'm going to show you some of my favorite watches of 2023, okay? So let me start with I think I got this in March, probably March, and this is my GMT, Rolex GMT Master 2 Batgirl 126710 BLNR. And I've told the story on how I got this, and it was no wait. I didn't have a waiting list or anything. I got it within like 4 days. Juan texted me, said, dude, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm just drinking a beer. You come over, have a beer. He came over, had a beer. He goes, I got some good news to tell you. And he goes, we got you one of these. And it was all stemmed from, I think, that day that I met Lewis in there. It was like all these viewers in there, and I was talking to the owner, one of the owners, his name's Ron. And it was just that everyone kept coming up to me and whatever. And I think that was a big help on me getting this, them seeing that, not only did I spend a lot of money, but, it's what it is. But I got it, and I really appreciate it. This watch means a lot to me, and I will always thank Juan and Ron and everyone at Bindy for all their... Why are you doing that? That was weird. Face recognition, but it's like, is there a ghost in here? There is, actually, but that'd be trippy, wouldn't it, if it caught on camera? I don't want to say that. Shit, now I got goosebumps. All right, so I got that one in March. Also in March, every year, Watches and Wonders it has, it was like Basel World, it's a big watch event, and that's where a lot of the new watches come out and predictions. And I did a top 5 of my top favorite watches at Watches and Wonders of 2023, and one of the top ones was the Zenith Pilot El Primero. And I said I had to have it. I remember when I did that video, I was like, man, I gotta have this watch. Went into Bindy, I think it was like maybe less than 2 weeks later, and they had it, and I bought it. I got it so quick, I couldn't believe it. I love this watch. I love Zenith. Cool thing is over all of this, I've developed a good relationship with Zenith watch company, manufacturer, and they've sent me some gifts that I appreciate, and they even invited me to Switzerland to visit the Zenith factory in Le Loc. So I'm really stoked. Thank you, Zenith. That was March. I want to say, well, I'm just gonna go with my Zodiac Super Seawolf. This watch was really something that does mean something to me because I bought it when I was in Nashville, and I bought this from King Jewelers. And you know, the way they treated me in there, and Lincoln as well, was just amazing and super helpful. Derek was so awesome, still awesome. And so I bought this to commemorate my trip to Nashville. So thank you, King Jewelers. You guys are awesome. Next one was the OP Green. I bought it in October, 36 millimeter. Bindy had just opened their new store in Glendale Gallery. It was their old store, but it was the reopening, but it was before the grand opening party, and it was right before I went to Nashville. And I walked in and I just said, hey Juan, do you have anything for me? And he brought me into the Rolex VIP room area, and I had a choice between this one or the 41 millimeter silver, and I chose this one. So that was awesome, and I appreciate that. And then I'll just go with the last one was my new Zenith Defy Skyline. I actually just put it back on the bracelet, but I do have the new tan, or whatever you call it, whatever color, beige rubber strap. So I really dig this watch. I bought this at the grand opening to commemorate the grand opening of Bindy. So having said that, I say having said that a lot, don't I? There's a lot of things I repeat myself, but having said that, now I'm going to be super conscious of it. Maybe I should enunciate my words properly and speak with a better diction, you know. So I love this watch, and that's not all I bought this year, but these are the top ones that sort of mean something more to me than just a watch purchase, you know what I mean? So again, it's Christmas. I hope you all have a Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. I hope if you had a bad 2023, I hope your 2024 kicks ass. And if you had a good 2023, I hope your 2024 really kicks ass. So I appreciate all you guys. And we'll see you on the next video.